Good afternoon. Sunday 3rd of May, noonday, 12 p.m, snack. Oh my goodness. Looking at the hair. All right, if this is the snack you're after, please stay. If you're on catch up and following the snacks in order, and this isn't the one you want, go and seek your other snack. But if you're staying here for right now, this minute, we're saying hello to all the live snackers that are coming in from their days, flying in like the wizards into Hogwarts for today's movement snack, noonday snack. Gosport are in, Italy in, Northumberland in, Wales are in. We're snacking all over the world. That's a song. Who sang? It wasn't snacking. Who sang snacking all over the world? Who's that? Dunno. Hello doody doo doo. Thank you, Dawn. Hello, Leslie. It was rocking all over the world, and it was long hair men. Wow, status quo. Anyway, thanks, Susanna. Heaving yourself up in Dundee after some purposeful arm walking. Hello, Diana. You're in. Caught up and alive. Greece has arrived. This is the preamble, the broadcast. In case you're joining us for the first time, it's never too late to join these movement snacks. And as you can see, if you'll read in the comments, we have a growing band of merry movement snackers. So if you are new, please tell us where you're coming from. I.e. hello Sue from Staffordshire. Jane's in from London. Just give us a wave. Really interesting for us to know the coverage of these movement snacks. So just give us a locator, give me an idea where I can pinpoint where you all are. Let's keep the status quo. Thank you, Andrew Scott. I think we're about a minute and a half countdown to the snack. And Bob's suggesting we have a PJ report since this morning's snack. I'm happy to take pyjama reports. Assuming that we're out of pyjamas now, but no crime if you're not. Any crowbarring to report this morning? I've always had some from Chris and others. Been bending and wall pressing and gardening and unpacking shopping. All of that, we want to know all of that. Rather warm in Shrewsbury. Maybe last minute. Maddie is just in from the garden. It's a bit overcast here in Havant today. Last few seconds and I think we'll go get this movement snack done so that you can get back to your day, deploy all of the movements learned. Maddie's reporting some sit to stands, which is very apt because I'm going to do a bit of a fundamentals review on that. Okay, here come the Elliot Chapel Day Collective. Going to do a 3, 2, 1. Here we go. When I take off my glasses and go over there, I have no idea what's going on in these comments, of course. Right, good afternoon. My name is Bex Townley. Welcome to Sunday the 3rd of May, Noonday Movement Snack, where we have a slightly different focus to the morning. We crowbar in more functional strength related thoughts about movement. And when we talk about functional movements, essentially these are the movements critical to our function and our daily living. So in the context of this, we're relating that to daily life and all the movements that are involved in that. So for now, pick your position, have a look at the movements as we go through them and decide if you want to do those in sit or in stand. I'm going to be switching between the two, so have a look and then decide and obviously change your mind. The key thing about these movement snacks take from them what you want. And it might not be all of it. It might just be something that you like the look of. You want to pluck that out and give it some thought and crowbar into your day. So I'm not suggesting all of this is for everyone all of the time. Hopefully there's something in here that you want to grab and run with. All right, here we go. Circulation boost. In stand, pick up some support. Let's start moving is the first thing. In standing, we're walking on the spot, transferring the weight from one leg to the other. That's in stand. Keep going with that. In sit, we're going to hip walk forward as always. This frees up leg range and movement. Means I can now start my circulation booster, ankles, feet and toes. I'm in a low chair here. It's really a little bit too low for me, so I'm feeling a bit squashed here in the hips. So I want to give myself a little bit of an extension as well. This is a seated option for you if that works. Arms coming in from the shoulder as always. This purposeful arm march on a bent arm so that we can squeeze that elbow back, lift and open. So arms and legs moving together or just legs. And then lift and open through the centre. So this critical support structure. We need to think about the bits that not only move, but that support us to be upright. So lengthen in the middle, open up the chest. This will free up and enable more effective movement here at the shoulder. Two arms if you're happy to, tucking the elbows in. It's steady, it's rhythmical, and it's considered. By that I mean we're thinking about ankles, feet and toes. This circulation booster just serves to do that, to boost the circulation, increase the blood flow, get the oxygen and blood to all the corners of our body parts in preparation for this next bit. So you may want to take a deep breath or a couple of deep breaths. Any increase in movement with arms or legs is going to give us that additional requirement for breathing because we're moving more bits. So a deep breath after that circ boost is absolutely usual and is what we want. Okay, I've taken two movements from our trio of yesterday in preparation for our main part. So we're going to go into some back extensions. This is from our morning movement snack. Take up support in stand, upright lifted posture in sit, length from the centre, and then just go through an upright posture position plus an extra extend and then come back out to usual posture position. Hands can come here to guide if you want. Now this is the moving part here, and I'm specifically putting in this extension in preparation for what's going to come. So it relates to movements to come, and this is significant because we're preparing the length here and the upright position. Same in sit. Just take 3 or 4 of these, folks. Slow and controlled. Just take 3 or 4. There's no more kind of specificity other than that, other than to extend and a little bit more. And if you're in stand, really anchor the feet here and the legs. Okay, couple of extra shoulder rolls in here again, just to get the upper body ready. Okay, of course you're okay. And how do I know if you're okay? Shouldn't have said that. Sorry, let's keep going. Back of knee bend. Have a look at this one. Again, preparing for what's to come. Take up support. A little bit of a slide back to prepare, and then we're going to pick up the leg and replace it and stand on it. So just preparing the knees a little bit more. Let's alternate this time. Comes up and down, and feel your way around that bend position. And it's just keep it under that 90 degrees. I don't necessarily want them higher than that. Just control that movement and get the muscles to do the work at a slow, steady pace without momentum. Now in sit, continue with that in stand. Keep feeling your way through those. In sit, if legs are an option, we're going to take a step forward and just slide back. Step forward and slide back, and you can just add that slide is a bit of resistance, just to kind of really try to get those back of thighs working. And you'll feel as you press down and back some activity in the back here. Sorry, I should have gone like that. So we've got the ankle movement here and then coming back. So we've got another double whammy. If lower limb not an option, focus here. A couple of things is the hip walk, but if you have arms on the chair, use those as well, because I want us to start to get shoulders and shift of the body weight, so we can start to bring in some upper limb action as well. Okay, now we're ready. I want to do a little bit more focus on sit to stands and stand to sit. Now we talk about sit to stand a lot, and it really is a key movement that actually relates to many other movements. So let's just start with, if you come, feel for the backs of the chair on your legs. If you're steady and comfortable with rehearsing this without a chair, that's possible as well. So whatever you're happy with. So if you want to take this without a chair, you can. Ideally, I'd like you to have a chair if possible. Stand tall, so upright posture, and keep the heels down on the floor and just sit down. Here we go, sit. Sit down, normal pace. Hip walk forward and bring these heels back a little bit. So that's the two critical things about the sit to stand. I'm forward in the chair and my heels are back and down. And can you see my heels are a little bit behind the knees? Here are the options. If a full sit to stand isn't an option for you yet, or for any reason, we still want to work on the buttocks, the anchor position here, and if we're progressing to stand, we can start to have that push through the heels to just lift your buttocks off the seat. So we call this a jockey lift. Now the step back from that, press the heels and just bump your buttocks off the chair. But I want your heels to come with that if at all possible. So as you press down, your buttocks contract and your body will shift up a little bit. That's the very first part of this. The first part of this is here. Now, even if you're already confident in sit to stand, have a feel of that. And it really helps you get in touch with these big muscles in your buttocks here, and that relationship between pressing through the heels and getting your buttocks working. So these are key muscles in this whole movement. If happy to, go for the full stand, get your balance at the top end and stand up tall and make sure you finish off the job and come all the way up. Feel for the chair on the backs of the legs. In previous snacks, we've been talking about the slow sit. Now, if we sit slower, we're going to be getting even more strength and activity out of these big leg muscles here. But there's something I want you to consider as well. I still want this strong posture maintained. And can you see how upright my body is as I lower? So the same trunk position on the up as it is on the down. The slower we take this downward phase, the more effort is going to take. And here we need to consider that the technique might start to slip a little bit. So if you find that you're leaning very far forward in order to make this happen, perhaps we need to come back a little bit and do the first bit slow, but then speed up that second part. Now, this conversation now is because of various conversations I've been having. So don't compromise your technique on this, is what I'm saying. So I want to stay lifted on both those phases. And can you see it's this hip hinge position, this straight back position. Imagine you've got eyes in the back of your backside. And the minute I start to move, my knees keep bending, the knees keep bending, the knees keep bending, the knees keep bending, and the way up again. If you go too slow on the way down, other things will start to creep in. So just slow it down, but not really slow. Now, the other thing is that we want the quantity and not the quality. So don't overcook this, not loads and loads. Just pick the effort level that's right for you. Now, maybe that if you can get one good sit to stand, you can actually rehearse that movement up here in this end. So these knee bends directly relate to our sit to stand position as well. Then we talked about this split position. So we can start to bring in sit to stand with one leg slightly forward. Controlled sit, change that leg position. There. Now here you're going to need more power, and you'll start to feel how one leg may feel a little bit more stronger than the other. Really try to find the movement that is comfortable, but you feel that you can progress with. So rather than doing loads and loads and loads and loads of sit to stands, perhaps do less sit to stands but are a little bit more effortful. Now, before we go, because we've done lots of sit to stands, for the rest of the day, looking to crowbar in now some wall press. So if we just take some of our alternating arm actions here just to prepare for that, and just to give a recap, your wall press can happen at the wall, funny that, here. It could happen with a forward step first, or you might start to feel when you've got a steady surface and an immovable object that you can start to take a little bit of that wall press here. Again, looking to do these movements that require a little bit more effort, but perhaps do less of them. I'm going to sign off on the movement snack, and I'm going to invite you all to take a little bit of a back of the thigh stretch with that hip hinge position, and you may also want to crowbar in a little bit of a calf stretch as well, and perhaps this front of hip. So the moral of the story is keep crowbarring, and at the point that you feel you can comfortably do lots and lots and lots of things, the next step would be to go, okay, if I have a little bit more effort, if I change the angle or change the foot position, actually I'll be able to do less things, but I get stronger in the process. All right, that's it. That was a bit of a sit to stand jockey lift focus. Such a critical movement to be able to rise out of chair, get up from the floor. But all of the other standing movements we have, stride, knee bend, wide knee bend, all kind of spin off from that sit to stand. I'll see you, no I won't, you'll see me at 4 p.m. And that's another 20 minutes in the bag, in the movements benefits bag. Thank you folks, see you tonight. 4 p.m. Keep on moving.